Hi everybody, welcome to Music 1139. This is Early Music Appreciation. My name's Leslie Schultes. I'm your instructor this semester. I hope you all had a wonderful break and are ready to get started with the class. I'm going to keep this video really short. I mainly wanted to introduce myself and then also talk just a little bit about the material that you'll need for this class. So I'm going to click over here on Start Here and then click again on the Start Here module. I hope that you got my email that I sent last week regarding the material needed for this class. And in case you did not, we're going to be using something called MindTap to accompany Craig Wright's Listening to Music 8th edition. You will need it. I'm sorry that you do have to purchase it. It's not that expensive compared to some other textbooks that you probably need for your other classes, but you will need it not only for the reading, but also for the music. And then most of the quizzes that you're going to be taking are going to be via MindTap. So my understanding is the cheapest way to go about getting MindTap is just to buy it directly by itself through the publisher. That's Cengage. My understanding is that it costs $85 if you just get MindTap through the publisher, and of course it'll be a little bit more if you get MindTap only through the bookstore, and then more if you buy it bundled with the paper copy of the textbook. Some people prefer having a paper copy of the textbook, so it's up to you which way you want to go. You guys, I already have MindTap, so when I click on getting started with MindTap, it's gonna automatically open for me. If you have not purchased it yet, this is where you're gonna want to go. If you want to get it through the publisher, this is where you're gonna want to click. And if you already did purchase it and you have an access code, this is where you're gonna click to register it. So I'm going to click on Getting Started with MindTap. Now on my computer, it opens in another window. There we go. So it opens in a separate window, and what's going to appear is the textbook, the ebook, and some other cool stuff on the right that I'll show you. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time in here. I'll tell you this, it's really easy to get lost. So I'm just going to show you a couple things and then go back to Blackboard to keep it simple. If I click on this first chapter, there's the link to the reading. There's links to video activities, in this case for practice. There's listening guides. There's listening guides here. Listening exercises, and you're going to find that most of these are going to count towards your grade. They're here, and then there's some quizzes that also will count towards your grade. So you can go in here and find all kinds of cool stuff. Just going to quickly show you here on the right some pretty fun resources that I think you'll find pretty helpful. But as I said, it's pretty easy to get lost. So to keep it simple, I'm going to minimize this and go back to Blackboard. So every week when you first log in, I would recommend checking announcements and messages. And then every week to do the work, you're going to click on Learning Modules. Now, learning modules are going to look like this. You're going to have in each week's folder a unit overview with the objectives, and then there's two yellow folders. Now, let me click on week 1 so you can see what it's going to look like. You can't see this stuff on your computer, but there's the unit overview and objectives, and then underneath it are these two yellow folders. So the first yellow folder is the folder that contains the reading and other resources and materials. Now, just to let you guys know, some of the folders are just full of all kinds of stuff, and it might look kind of overwhelming. I'm going to let you decide how much you want to look at, but at the very minimum, I expect you guys to do the reading, the weekly reading and listening, and then, of course, complete the assignments that I'll show you in just a second. But there's all kinds of stuff there. If you want to go into more depth, you want more detail, there's links to instructor videos, links to Yale lectures. Let me go ahead and click on this so you can see this week 1 folder. Links to the reading, links to some videos short videos that I made, links to Craig Wright lectures. And there's a long list of them. So again, I'll leave that up to you how much you want to look at. That's the reading and resources and materials folder. Let me go back to learning modules. You can see the second yellow folder. The second yellow folder is where you're going to want to go to actually complete the work. So let me say that unless stated otherwise, the work that is due will be for that week is going to be due on Sunday by 11:59 p.m. So for this first week, you'll want to get everything done by this coming Sunday at 11:59 p.m. The only exceptions are that on the discussion board, the first post is due by Thursday, and everything else will be due Sundays at 11:59 p.m. And then that's it. That's the deadline. So if you don't do the work, you're going to miss it. So make sure you get everything done by Sunday. And the other thing is that there's well, you'll read about it in the syllabus. There are a couple concert. You're required to go to a couple concerts this semester, and these concert reports that you're going to fill out are going to be due later in the semester. And I'll be giving you announcements about that, and you're going to turn in the work for that someplace else, but I'll tell you more about that later on. So anyway, let me show you what this week's work looks like. Click on week 1. And so the first thing you're going to want to do is post an introduction. You can click here, and it'll take you to the discussion board. You'll get used to seeing the discussion board every week. You can also go directly to the discussion board by just clicking over here in the course menu. Other things that you need to do this week are some quizzes, and most of them you're going to find are usually through MindTap, but the links are right here, so you don't need to worry about being inside the book and getting lost. Just click on these links and it'll take you right there. And that is it. I think that I've covered the most important thing. Hopefully this is clear, but in case you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. You can contact me through messages. You can also post on the discussion board and maybe get an answer from one of your classmates. If for any reason messaging is down, you can also reach me through Outlook. I think that's it. I hope you guys have a great start to the semester, and I hope you enjoy the class. I'm looking forward to meeting each and every one of you and seeing you here in Blackboard. Thanks a lot.